Okay. So today we will learn, the paint industry because Warren Buffett always says that, first you identify the industries. Industry means a good business. Definitely we have to select, even if you have excellent management and a bad business, things will not work. So let's understand that, let's identify the good businesses where the capital commitment is very less and the return on equity is very high. So we will identify the best industries, and then after we select the industry, then we'll select the best companies. So this is a, once you identify the industry and the best companies, good management and good business definitely works, right? You will never lose money, right? So let us understand the paint industry. In order to understand the paint industry, you know what exactly I did actually, just give me 1 minute. This is how the factors, like, and I will explain you each and every components. So basically we have to understand that, you know very well that there are operating profit and non-operating profit. Okay. And our focus is operating profit. Non-operating profit means non-operating gains are there. So we are not focusing non-operating gains. We want to understand that whether this business is earning operating profit, because this is sustainable. Operating profits are sustainable. So here, in case of paint industry, I what actually I have classified here. It is revenues are there. Then we have the expenses. What are the raw material costs is there, which I am just going to discuss. And if you understand the industry, it's not a rocket science. Let me tell you, some people are, they believe that, in order to become a equity analyst, or in order to identify the stock, you need a expertise. Yes, you need expertise, but if you understand some basic things, definitely you will definitely understand not only industry, but you can also identify the stock yourself. So for example, whenever in case of budget, you can see that the crude oil price, custom duty, excise duty, and all this thing, whenever there's an increase, it will definitely impact the stock market price, right? So we have to understand the also what exactly the raw material, and how it will impact the profitability of the business. So here if you see the paint industry, so in the consumer hierarchy of the needs, the importance of housing cannot be understated. And given the fact that the housing sector has been grow impressively rate in the last 5 years on the back of various factors like tax incentives, declining interest rate. So it is definitely we have to look at the sector. And apart, like other sectors like banks is there, cement is there, steel is there, and the paint sector also benefits in a large way. So basically, the application of paints can be broadly divided into three categories: decorative paints, that is decorative or industrial, and the automotive paints. So auto sector also, you can see decorative paints are there, where industrial paints, and these industrial paints is also, I will tell you the name of the company which are majorly they are into the industrial paints. And the decorative paints, as you know, famous name like Asian Paints and Berger Paints, they are mostly their monopolistic competition is there. So basically if you see that the application of paints, that is divided into decorative, industrial, and automotive. The decorative segment is broadly, it's the interior paints, very well, the wood finishes, then emulsion, exterior paints is there. So historically not much emphasis was placed on the level of technology manufacturing of decorative paints in light of the large presence of unorganized sector. So initial days, unorganized sector played the important role, but slowly, now the organized sector now increasing the market share. Now it is 70% is the organized sector and 30% is the unorganized sector. So growth in the revenue is dependent on the housing demand from both new houses and the repainting. And the second thing is a industrial paint. So for example, say car painting is there, and these are the, the major player is like I don't know whether you heard about the company's name is called Kansai Nerolec. Now, this Kansai Nerolec, if you see that, they're mainly into industrial paint. Actually, they are not so much famous in the the decorative paints. Now they are actually having a different variety, have added varieties of the decorative paints, but still they are lagging behind. So let us understand the mainly we are going to focus on the operating profit. Operating profit, if you see the revenues are organized and unorganized, less expenses, crude price, supply chain, and exchange rate. These are the things very important to determine the profitability of the painting business. Now, quantities sold, right? When we are talking about the quantity sold, right? The Indian paint sector is highly fragmented, and as you know that this has been the organized sector. Now it is share is 70%. One of the key reason for this shift is the decline in the excise duty. So excise duty has reduced now. So since unorganized players were not paying taxes, they were able to sell the product at the cheaper rate without any significant investment in the technology. So here, what happened actually, that whenever the fall in excise duty, so whenever you find no there is a there is a reduction of excise duty, it means that organized sector is gaining the market share. That's a positive sign for the painting industry, and this is further helped by lowering the custom duty. And as you know very well, the crude oil is a raw material for the painting industry. As you know, I don't know whether you are aware that 50% of the total raw material cost is crude oil. So 50% of the raw material. Can you please mute your sound? Thank you. Okay. So crude oil is very important, and that is something which is, and demand is also for this segment is seasonal in nature. So demand increasing in festive season. So if you see that, so I will, what we'll do actually, we'll just first study the basic the cost structure and the demand, where it comes from, and then we'll study the all the companies. Asian Paints will study the Berger Paints. We'll also study the cost, how the market price is behaving based upon the GDP growth rate, based upon the inflation, based upon the other factors like consumer demand, right? So this is something which we are going to discuss that. Okay. Now price is nothing but is the ability of price manufacturer to increase the price depends upon which segment it operates. Either it is a decorative paints or industrial paints. In industrial paints, the power of customer, that is the auto manufacturer, and the industrial measures and the government agencies is higher actually. As a result, there is an escalation in industrial paint manufacturer are not in a position to pass on the cost to customer. So that's a problem. If you see the Kansai Nerolec, compared to Asian Paints, their margin is very less actually, because companies the best actually. If you see the Kansai Nerolec, very good company, but the problem is that most of these sales are the industrial paint actually. That's a problem. They are shifting their now customer base, but still they are lagging behind. In case of decorative paint sector, it is competitive, no doubt about that, but there is a room for raising the prices also, right? And this would depend upon factors like brands also, exterior, wood finishes, and all these factors we have to consider. And the supply chain is also very important, in paint industry. So the how you are procuring the material, where actually, at what price. So here actually, if you see supply chain, no, Asian Paints is doing great actually. And we'll compare the ratios. That time you will you yourself will understand that why Asian Paints is much better than other companies. Even the Budget Paint also is catching up like anything, but still the Asian Paints is much they are far ahead. Their dealer network is superior compared to other companies. So basically, they are actually, if you see the paint industry, how you manage, that's very important raw material, because there are more than 300 raw materials are used in manufacturing, and especially other than crude oil, there is another material called titanium dioxide. being the key raw material, it accounts for 30% of sales. So whenever if you find whenever in please can you please my request you to just give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. Fine, thank you. So basically, see, so we are this. So the raw material is one is a crude oil, and second is your titanium dioxide, and some of the even you can there are some domestic manufacturers are there. Mostly they import titanium dioxide due to lack of quality, and there are two types here in the domestic market. So that's very important raw material for the paint industry. So let us understand the operating margin of the paint industry. I will directly go to the screener so that just give me 1 minute. Let me go to screener now. This is a just now I'm selecting the Asian Paints. They are the leaders actually. If you see the Asian Paints, if you see the return on equity ROE, which is a 27.26 percentage, which is the highest. If you compare the second company comes here, Berger Paints, and the Kansai Nerolac, as I said very clearly, they are into industrial paints. That's why their return on equity also is very low. At the same time, even their net profit margin is also low. If you see the other now the new company listed is Indigo Paints, promising company. They are also having a capital. They are expanding their capacity, but still it is still we have to understand that how they are growing and whether they are sustainability is also question mark. We have to see that, and once we see there the growth is if we witness the growth, then we can jump. Otherwise, I think so. The two companies are very good, Asian Paints and Berger Paints. If you see the ROE, I'm actually convinced very good. And Warren Buffett says that return on equity more than 15% is a good percentage. At the same time, uh, uh, I want to see the cash flow. So here, if you see the, can you mute your sound, please? Can you please mute your sound? Thank you.
Sir, we are not able to see the screener page.
Okay. No, I have already shared the screen, entire screen I've shared. 1 minute, new share. 1 minute. Are you able to see the screen now?
Ah, yes, sir.
Okay. If you see the cash flow statement of Asian Paints, right? Basically, I would rather focus on cash flow from the operating activities. And if you see the from the 2010, the cash flow from operating activity is growing actually. And if you see the last year, it is 3683 crores, right? And these operating activities, the investment activities 541 and the financing activities 650 crores. Mainly this financing activities because of the dividend payment. So you can see that dividend payment is there. It is 499 crores. So that's okay. I don't have any problem here. But if you see the business is generating huge cash flow inflow, which is 3,683 crores. It is growing actually. And the even if you see the uh, return on capital employed also, it is stable actually, but still it is because the base is increasing, equity base is increasing. That could be the reason why it is, but still 35, 34, 35%. Actually, that's a good thing. Promoters holding is also, I see that 52.79%. So majority, it is promoter is holding. If you see the FII's holding is also increasing, and because FII always love the return on equity and sustainable growth rate, and if you see that it is increasing, it is decline also from 21.13% to 20.38 percentage. One of the reason I will tell you why it is declined, FII is, if you see the growth rate, let me show you the growth rate also. This is a quarterly result actually. But if you see the December result, this is a festival season. So every December you will find a jump. Every December you can see that. So that's a festival season. So when you compare the quarter to quarter. But actually, if you see the March month, I think I'm very impressed that March month, in spite of COVID situation, all this thing, I think so. Very good sales, 6651 crores, and this entire paint industry is depending upon the GDP growth rate. Very important. And as we expect this year GDP growth rate, because the base is low, we expect GDP growth rate of around 9 to 10 percentage, and say 5 to 6% is the inflation, 16% nominal growth rate we are expecting. So companies like Asian Paints, I believe that it should at least grow by 21, 22 percentage. So is a good growth rate they are going to experience. That definitely that's a good that's why market price is also going up. But I want to show you one thing. Yeah, this is very important thing. I'm So compounded profit growth. If you see the compounded profit growth, it is 10 years is 14 percentage, and the this is a TTM. That means the last quarter their entire quarterly profit has jumped like anything. So TTM is 16 percentage, but the stock price. So I always compare the profit growth versus stock price CAGR, because there is a high correlation between the profit growth and the stock price. So if you see here, 10 years is 14 percentage, and here 10 years stock price CAGR is 25 percentage. I hope you understand what is compounded annual growth rate. Maybe in the school you must have learned, right? P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to n is equal to future value. So that's something, you can also calculate the CAGR, how to calculate the compound. Maybe last lecture also I discussed this, how to calculate the CAGR. You can see that stock price percentage increase is 25, around 25 percentage, whereas the profit growth is 14 percentage. So that's the reason the P multiple, price earning multiple, has increased actually, because I believe that at least profit growth and the stock price CAGR, it should be more or less equal actually. Then only makes sense. Otherwise, it becomes overpriced. So no doubt the business is great, company is great, but somewhere I feel that it is a little bit overpriced stock. You have to wait for the opportunity, right? But I think so this next quarter should be the great, because the crude price is increasing, as they are holding the inventory at lower cost actually. And that could be the one of the reason why the profit will jump actually. So just see that, and the return on equity is excellent, no doubt about that. 28% is 10 years is really great. I'm telling you. So this is something which is, there are very few businesses are there where the return on equity is more than 25 percentage. So really, this is a excellent business, paint industry. And other things I just want to tell you, good story about the Grasim Industries. Maybe they have not given Grasim. The Grasim is ventured into the paint now. They're diversifying, and Grasim is also holding company of Ultratech Cement. Let me show you actually. I like this company Grasim. If you want to invest, is very really great company, where because their return on equity is very low, 7.29%. That's why they are diversifying into paint industry, paint business, and this paint business will help them to increase the return on equity. Great future. Book value is 995, current price is 1500. Moment they announced that they are going to diversify into paint industry, the price zoomed like anything. But I really, if you see the management also, is good observation. Let me tell you the management. If you see the promoters holding from June 2018 to March 2021, it is steadily, they are just increasing the stake. You can see that 40.26 to 40.92, then 41.42, then 41.83. They are increasing the stake. They know very well that the whatever they are diversifying into paint, because they have the the good network also, because they are selling the white cement. I don't know whether you are aware that Grasim is Birla White is a brand name, and they are selling the white cement. Is a they have the networking. So basically, whenever you purchase a paint, no, they people also purchase the white cement putty. They say when you, but that's something, they have the ready networking, dealer network. So they are not going to struggle here. The success of this business depends upon the dealer network. So that's very important. So I see that Grasim is also going to they are going to do great. FIIs, if you see that now they've started increasing the stake from 12.96 to 14.44. Now, actually, what happened actually, Asian Paints and other companies already, it is commanding a huge premium. And here, if you see the glassing, P multiple is very low actually compared to Asian Paints. So I see the future of glassing actually, it should double actually from here. That is what exactly my calculation, because they have they are the holding company of Ultratech Cement. So basically, it is undervalued stock. And last time, in fact, we discussed about the holding companies. Which company you should invest, holding companies. So this is a combination of the holding company plus their own business. So that's a great company. So sometimes I say that Sundaram Clayton. Now Sundaram Clayton is holding the holding company of TVS Motor, great company. So these type of companies where they are holding company plus their own business, definitely you can multiply your wealth. This is something which I always suggest, that pick up a company where there is a combination. So this is a few companies. Only the problem with the Glasim is that they have the investment in Vodafone idea. So that is something people are worried about actually. But now yesterday only they have announced that Grasim is not going to invest in Vodafone. That's a good thing, because otherwise a business is losing actually. So that's something. This is a great company. So I'm just talking about this business. So paint industry, and these are the companies like Asian Paints are there, Budget Paints, they're good companies, overpriced. But the Grasim I really prefer, because they are going get into the paint business. Any questions so far? Because I'm just going to conclude the today's session, because within short time I'm just finishing. But if you have any questions, just let me know.
Sir, in Asian Paints, why the inventory turnover has come down
Yes.
in the recent year?
Yeah, 1 minute. Let me see. So inventory turnover days, it comes from 3.01 to 2.90. Basically, what exactly I see that, the inventory turnover is reduced because of they must have stock the crude oil in March. The prices started increasing, but the paint companies know what they do. Whenever the crude oil price increase, no, they stock the material. So that's the reason the inventory turnover ratio goes down. It's a good thing,
Okay,
because in the next quarter you will find that once they will exhaust the raw material, that time you will see the inventory turnover ratio will go up. See, there is an opportunity, right? because whenever price goes down, crude oil, because I say very clearly that 50% of their raw material cost is crude oil. And many most of the paint companies, they purchase the crude oil at lower price, and whenever price goes up, there is an advantage because they can pass on the whatever the cost increase to consumer, and then they take the advantage of the whatever they have stock.
Yes, sir. So ROE will increase that way.
ROE will increase, at the
Yes,
same
sir.
time profit will jump. Yeah, see, try to understand the these paint companies. No, I have studied that whenever crude price increase, no, they take the advantage, and there is always a at least 60 to 90 days where they have to again they stock the crude oil. So the cost, the price increase, selling price increase, but correspondingly their cost price, which is a material cost, which includes the crude oil, is not increased because they have stocked the material. Even if you see, these marketing companies like HPCL, BPCL, you see that when the crude price goes down, they report the losses, because as per the valuation, it is a cost or market value whichever is lower. So market value goes down, they have to report the losses, and once the crude price goes up, they report the notional profit. Then the last quarter, if you see the HPCL, BPCL, all these companies, they have reported the profits, good profit. Indian Oil also.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So
One more thing. So, sir, like paint business is a seasonal business. So, as you mentioned that during like year end, so most of the people like they go in for repainting of the house and all. So
yeah,
at that time, I think these companies will be holding more inventory, right? So as to meet the demand.
yeah. So basically, they stock it. Their production increase, actually. They increase the production, and they take the seat. Try to understand. Their raw material is crude price, crude oil, right? And they have to factor all these things. Whenever crude price goes down, they stock it and they produce the paint, right? And during the festival season, definitely the one quarter before one quarter, they increase their production to meet the demand.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Any question? This is a short session today, but
Yeah,
I thought of taking the session because of this is a very good industry, so that's why I thought of let me take this session.
Harish bhai, this is Suresh over here.
Yes.
You had said that Grasim has recently entered into paint industry. Would not their cost for entering this particular industry, especially with regard to the crude oils and other this thing which is happening, which is at a all-time high kind of a thing. So would it not affect their revenue stream and this thing, because they are the new entrance into this particular business?
They are new entrants, but they have the existing dealer network. See, I'll tell you, paint industry depends upon the dealer networking. Always remember that. Why the Asian
Absolutely.
Paints is successful?
Yeah.
Asian Paint is successful if you compare Asian Paints and the Berger Paints and the Kansai Nerole, three paint companies. Asian Paint secret is that dealer network. They have very good dealer network, in fact. And
Yes, sir. That I have seen. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
and
correct.
not only that, directly they are reaching out to end consumer. That is
Yes.
one of the advantage of increase. They're able to increase the margin, and that's the reason other companies are also replicating the Asian Paints model, business model. Grasim has got an advantage because of white cement. No, you know very well. White cement,
Oh, yeah.
selling white cement is called Birla
Yes.
White. Birla White is
Birla White Putty.
manufactured by Grasim.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you are aware, and all they have the same dealer network of paint industry. That means that they don't have to struggle here. It is just
Okay.
like they will start manufacturing. The brand name is great, Grasim.
Yes.
You know very well Ultratech cement. So those people who will definitely construct the house also, they will purchase cement also, white cement also, and paint at the same time. So that's something which is, they are taking this is a right strategy actually, and they know very well that the return on equity of this industry is very high. and their Grasim is only 7.8%, 9% because they are into textile also. At the same time, they are heavily invested in Ultratech cement. So basically, that's the reason. Moment your return on equity goes up, you see the market price of the Grasim. This will, and that's why that's the reason why the FIS is increasing the stake now in Grasim. They were
Yes.
disappointed
Yes.
because of the low return on equity, but now actually there's a turnaround story. You see the Grasim, not only you are purchasing one share of Grasim, indirectly you are holding a 1.5 share of Ultratech cement. So intrinsic
Yes, sir.
value of company is also very good. Let me tell you, I started picking up the stock when the price was 800, but but that time when they never declared about the diversification. But the moment they declared, this is an excellent stock, I'm telling you, and they said very clearly they're very aggressive. They're planning to invest 5,000 crores, and this is not a capital intensive industry. Let me tell you, it's not going to eat the cash flow. So basically it is a low capital intensive industry, and the huge cash flow generating so that's something which is good for the business. So always remember that Warren Buffett always likes those businesses where the free cash flow should be generated. So like if it is not capital intensive industry, for example, Warren Buffett never likes industry like cement industry consumes a lot of capital. Let me tell you, lot of fixed asset you have to purchase. Metal industry, for example, it is a brick and mortar type of company where you have to infuse a lot of investment, right? So basically now Grasim is already holding company of Ultratech Cement, but Ultratech Cement now it is a mostly it is nearly it is debt free company, so there is no worry. Initial days, no, cement companies always struggle because of the huge cash outflow, but the Grasim is taking the advantage here because they have the holding company of Ultratech Cement, which is nearly debt-free company. So that's a good sign.
Okay. Thank you, Harish.
Okay. Any other question? Any other question? Swati, anyone?
No, sir.
Ritika?
Good.
Okay. So what I say is again, I'm telling you, at least you should hold one shares. Asian Paints now today it is overpriced, no doubt about that. But they are actually, as I said that the CAGR, profit CAGR compared with the stock market price CAGR, you can see that profit CAGR is actually lagging behind compared to the stock market price CAGR. So it is overpriced, no doubt about that. But if you follow Warren Buffett's strategy, they say clearly that forget about timing the market. If you see the good business and good management, just pick up. That's okay. You will never lose money anyway. So that's something you may consider purchase Asian Paints also, and the Grasim. Grasim is something which I bet on Grasim here because available at a very throwaway price here, considering the there is an opportunity that, and definitely even the FIIs also may slowly shift their holding from the high price stock like Asian Paints and Bharat Paints Grasim. So you can think about. This is a disclaimer that I'm holding Asian Paints also and Grasim also. Okay. Any other question? And you can also see that the chart also. Let me show you the chart. I always see the chart also, like see the max one Asian. This is a max Asian Paints I'm talking about. Never disappointed, yeah. You see the any point of time if you have purchased the stock, you'll never get a disappointment. You can see that. It's only this is a fall actually, as all the most of the stocks also fell, right? This but then it is really touched the lifetime high, and people always think that lifetime high is good or not. If you don't purchase today, in the next year also you'll find that there is a lifetime high. 4,000, it will touch 3,500. That time also you'll think that it is overpriced. 4,000, you will always think overpriced. Even Nestle, if you see any point of time you see the Nestle, it is overpriced. You'll find that. But that is what actually people like business. Business is great actually, is growing also. Considering the country's GDP is going to grow only Asian Paints. So that is absolutely, but still it has to catch up. My personal opinion is that you should wait here for Asian Paints. Maybe you can purchase Grasim. That is my personal opinion. But Asian Paints, even if any point of time you purchase, you will never and you forget it. And it's hold for the 5 years. That's all. So we are not a speculator here.
Harish sir, maybe the last thing. I think where do we get an access to the previous recording, sir?
Yeah, no, I understand. Previous recording. Actually, I planning to create a YouTube channel. So,
Oh, okay.
so that is where I will upload all the videos. You'll get it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
definitely, I want to upload all the videos and we can see that. Can I switch my investment of Asian Paints to Grasim? Well, why you want to change the one business to another business? Maybe you change the. My suggestion is that you can change from the other industry where it's not doing well to Grasim then, because here the Asian Paints also will appreciate and the Grasim also will appreciate. There is no point actually. Maybe the pace of increase of Grasim will be more than proportionate than the Asian Paints, but then there is no point actually. It's a good business. Please hold Asian Paints. No need to sell. Yeah, Ashish, you can unmute and you can speak also, Ashish. No problem. How the company reporting land and building, isn't it the historical price or current market price? It's a historical price. It's not a market price, Raja.
Okay, sir.
It is a property, plant and equipment as per the accounting standard.
Okay.
You have to record at cost, but you can revalue the land and building. That is as per the IFRS, you can revalue. Yeah.
Okay. In that cases, investor getting benefited, correct? Correct, sir.
It's not a question of benefit, yeah. It's not a
Okay.
question of benefit. It's a question of calculating the intrinsic value. See,
Okay,
basically, rather than if it is a asset-based business, for example, I'll tell you, say banking business. Now, how to do the valuation of banking companies? How to do the valuation of companies like, say, for example, Hindustan Unilever. If you see the Hindustan Unilever, the book value of the company is only 35 rupees. The market price is 2,300, 400. So do you think that 35 rupees book value, but they see the earning capacity, they see the earnings, right? Earning growth is important, earning growth. So basically land and see that is all already, this is all your buffer, right? So, you are having a land that is okay, fine. So when they sell the land, it becomes a non-operating gain, which I'm not interested. I basically want to make sure that the company should earn from the business, right?
Understood.
That is why I'm investing in because that is sustainable. You get to sell land every year.
Yes, right.
I would like the company to earn from the business, and the business should grow and earning should grow. That is what actually I'm looking for.
Okay, thanks.
Any other query? Actually, let me see that chat. So I already answered Asian Paints to Grasim. If you are holding Asian Paints, please hold, not to sell.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Any other query? At least if you are not holding any of the paint stock, please purchase. Either you can purchase Asian Paints or you can purchase Grasim. I don't have any problem. But at least you should. These are the great businesses. What actually the series I am going to start is that if I am a Warren Buffett, which industry I should select? So I would definitely select first paint industry. That's why I just I started with the series like paint industry. Next time I will select another industry. So what my effort is that you build a portfolio, good portfolio, hold for 5 years, 10 years. You see that your wealth will multiply. Okay, that is what actually I am just helping you guys to build a portfolio. Here you see, I'll tell you, this is a history, right? Even 2006, you never lose the money. I'm telling you, even if you purchase Asian Paints today, also you're not going to lose money. But yes, it will take time because it has zoomed, like So timing the market is something which, maybe you forget it if you don't know how to time the market. But you purchase the good business, that is important. Rather than if you purchase a bad business, the timing will be a problem. If you purchase a bad business at higher price, then definitely you may suffer. But if you purchase the good business, the business will grow. So that's not a problem actually. You definitely not going to incur the losses. Maybe over a period of say 3 years, 5 years. But your time horizon should be 5 years. You should have a patience, right? So they always Warren Buffett always says that money flow from impatience to patience, right? It's like if you have patience, you hold for the for the say 5 to 10 years, definitely you can multiply easily. Yeah. Another query is there. Amar Raja battery. Okay. So again, so Amar Raja battery, great stock. Well, actually, I am also holding the stock, Amar Raja battery. Okay. As you know very well that now the 5 years down the line, people are talking about EV and all this thing, electric vehicles. And so basically Amar Raja battery is a promising, no doubt about that. But don't think that, people are now entering this industry. Example, you don't know Reliance Industries also, they've announced a big expansion plan and all this thing. There are many corporate, now they're planning to enter into this industry. You have to see the entry barriers. I don't know whether you know about the Porter 5 forces. Anyway, next time I will teach you what do you mean by Porter 5 forces. So once you understand the Porter 5 forces, and then you can select the industry also, that okay fine, whether this industry is good or not. But entry barriers is also very important, right? So Amar Raja battery is good stock. I am holding. So you can continue holding. That's not a problem. Can you go to Cybertech system? Is looking multi-bagger. See, try to understand, Ashish. Even if it is a multi-bagger, if I understand the business, I will invest. If I don't understand the business, I will never invest in this company. So
it has given the multi-year breakout.
yeah.
So looking very decent on the chart. So looking like 3 times, 4 times from here. I'm talking pure technical, not fundamental.
Ashish, I'm telling you, I don't believe technicals.
Oh, okay, fine.
So Ashish, I believe in business.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Technical is a speculator, they will do.
Okay.
I'm not a speculator, and I never actually earn money from speculating. So maybe my bad luck, but I believe in fundamental, and whatever I've multiplied my wealth, that is because of fundamental only.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this technical is something you may trap also, right? Sometimes if the business is bad, and if you purchase some based upon the technicals, it is a speculative game, technical.
No,
right?
But it is supported with the strict stop loss.
Whatever you say, Ashish,
yeah,
whatever you show, timing market is something, big technical analysts also fail. I'm telling you. So we cannot. I will never invest my money in those stock where I don't understand the business. I'm very clear. Even I don't want to cultivate a habit of investing in those stock also.
Okay.
See, it's like when you lose money, everything. It is like then one day you will find that circuit after circuit it will go below circuit, and that business is not good. It won't support only, first of all. And this type of companies also, I suggest Ashish that please, whenever your money is there, please don't invest in those companies. Even someone tells you that you can multiply here, but business is, you have to see the business, Ashish.
Yeah.
Business is important. And I don't mind, actually. I don't have any even if I don't earn from those stock, that's okay. I'm happy.
Okay.
I would rather prefer to earn from the Asian Paints. I would rather prefer to earn from the Grasim. I would rather prefer to earn from the good fundamental stock companies. For example, PI Industries is there. These are the great stock. PI Industries, they are already having more than 200 patents. Wow. So I will definitely, these are the companies I will discuss. But these are the great companies. Year after year, they are generating great business, as well as their CAGR is also very good. So don't my suggestion, Ashish, technical is something which is good actually. When you decide what to buy, then you take help of technical analysts when to buy. That's something, the combination works. But when to buy should not be a starting point. What to buy should be your starting point.
Agree. Totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah. For example, now this is Asian Paints. Maybe you use the technical chart and you tell me when to buy. That's okay.
No, you can buy. It is on the multiple top, all-time high. Not multiple top. It is but it has to form the pattern, breakout,
So,
proper breakout with the volumes.
Ashish, whenever there's a good fundamental stock, any point you buy, that's not a problem. Because technicals are only short term. Let me tell you. Okay. So it's like a fundamental is always long term. Even if I bought here, example, right? It fell also, but it is recoup also, right here.
Yes.
So basically, there is always a technique. Maybe you may get here. There is a, say for example, maybe very well that there is a price will fall, and you must have bought it here. I must have bought it here, right?
Yeah.
So what, yeah? But at least you should select the right stock. What I'm saying that what to buy is something you have to understand. That is what exactly and if you know the fundamental, if you know the what to buy, you will never incur the loss. But if you buy when to buy, but if you select the bad business and the bad company because of the speculator driven company, then definitely you will lose money. For example, very well Narmada Cement, Harsad Mehta Times, where is the triangle and what is you will never based upon the technical, you must have you say 1,500 is a good price. See the price now.
No way. No.
Karnataka ball bearing. What happened to Karnataka ball bearing? Pentasoft Technology.
Yeah.
What happened to Pentasoft?
Zero.
So what I'm saying, Ashish, that better to select the good business. Good business and a good management. That is our first priority. Good business and a good management. Combination.
Absolutely.
Right? Good management and bad business. I that is okay, mediocre, but that definitely that also will not multiply your wealth. So good management, no doubt about that. For example, we have the Tata Steel, for example. If you see the Tata Steel, Tata Motors, good management, right? All agrees, good management. But business is bad. What will do? There is a headwinds. So it's something which is now actually the metal cycle has changed. So that's okay. But if you see the last 20 years, I don't think so you will earn from the Tata Steel. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is always there. So always try to select good business first, and then good business and good management. Both the things you have to do, right? So combination work great, yeah. And you have the limited resources. Why not? If you have the money, and better you invest in those companies, good business and good management. I don't mind. I don't want to purchase for the sake of diversification. Let's not diversify. And actually the Warren Buffett, if you see their composition, 80% of the Warren Buffett investment in three industry only. So he believes that I would rather select the good business. That's all. I don't want to select the bad business for the sake of diversification. I hope the today's lecture helps you. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Any question, Murli, Ravi?
It's clear. But
Okay. So thank you very much. I would rather the next time we will discuss the Portal 5 force, which is very important to identify the great business, and then we will discuss another industry. And every week I'll be discussing the industry and gray stock, so that at least you can start building your portfolio. Yeah. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Thank you, sir.
thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Keep this time is proper.
Thank you, sir.
Time. Hello.
Yeah. Saturday 7 o'clock. See,
Superb time.
No, Ashish, my problem I'm telling you. Actually, I'm taking
International. Yeah, I know.
international is okay, but